Yeehaw! It's supper time again, y'all. Welcome to Keep Cooking with Pam Davidson, and we're about to fix us some cornbread. I've got some macaroni and cheese over here. I got a big crock pot of pinto beans going. I'm about to show all y'all that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to put my macaroni first off on the boil, and I'm going to boil that for about 7 to 8 minutes. So I'm going to set the timer for 8 minutes. I'm going to stir this up. Let that start going. In the meantime, I got a little bowl here. I'm going to go ahead and grease this pan. How's everybody doing? It's jumping on. Y'all, I finally made the beans. I'm going to show you how I did them this time. I did them different from last time. I had all that. I cooked that ham. So y'all know I had all that good ham juice and that big ham bone. So right now I'm just greasing up this pan. I'm going to cook me about a half order of cornbread. It's just me and Tony, and we cannot eat a full thing of cornbread. So usually I just go ahead and make it and give it to the chickens, but I thought, well, I'm going to cut that recipe in half, and it'll be a skinnier pan and it'll cook faster, is what I'm thinking. Alright, let's try this. I'm just going to wipe my hand off on that and get this in the oven here in a minute. So we're going to need 1 cup of cornmeal. That's all we're going to need. So let me see, I got the rest of this in this pack. I think I'm going to have to open up another. Yes, I'm going to have to open up another thing here. How's everybody doing today? Did y'all go with me to the, somebody said that, yeah, I did make mac and cheese yesterday, y'all, and it was delicious. I told y'all I was craving it. So I went back into the food line today, and guess what I got? I got the ones that were straight. I'm going to try this one today because I didn't make the beans yesterday, and I can't eat beans without mac and cheese. And it did not raise my blood sugar how I fixed it in the cold water. So I'm having it again today because I've told y'all that I haven't had an appetite. So quite a while. So I really wanted that mac and cheese yesterday, and we just had the ham with it. That today I got me, look here what I got me, y'all. I got a big pot of pinto beans right there. I used that ham juice, and I'm going to show them to you in a minute. But I can't eat beans without cornbread and mac and cheese. So I'm having it again. I'm having mac, but I bought a different box this time. I bought the little straight ones. That's what I wanted yesterday. Now that one yesterday was good. It was thick. It was creamy. It was good. So here we go. We're gonna use 1 cup of cornmeal. Now this is my favorite cornmeal right here. This is what my friend Jerry and Kathy brought me because I can't find it around my house anymore. I think that's about 1 cup. Alright, 1 cup of cornmeal. And what I'm using is called Washington self-rising cornmeal. That's what I got right there. Now we're just making half an order. So a half an order is 1 cup of cornmeal. Let me see this. 2/3 cup of milk and 1 egg, slightly beaten. So I'm going to put this in here, and then I'm going to slightly beat it. Y'all ever slightly beat somebody? Let me get me some milk. We'll be able to get this up in the... I'm going to slightly beat it a little bit as I get this milk ready. All right, 2/3 cup of milk. Whoa, look at that. It's about to boil over there. Let me put I'm gonna get my first, whoa, my wooden spoon. I'll get my wooden spoon. I'm gonna dump a little bit of this water off because I got too much water in there. All right, that should help. I'll stick this wooden spoon on top of there. All right, 2/3 cup of milk is going in our cornbread with our egg. And I just used a small egg since I'm only making half an order. I think this will cook up a lot faster. Went to that craft show. I ended up staying till about, oh Lord, I was there a long time. I was keeping Linda Weichel company. You know, she's the Pampered Chef. She had a booth sitting there. So I mostly just sat around and talked to her and kept her company. And I actually ran into a bunch of people I know. So that was fun. And I got the eggs today, y'all. We got 3 brown eggs and 1 green egg today. So that was that. I thought because I didn't get the eggs yesterday, so I thought I might have 2 green ones today, but nope, they are not on a regular schedule yet. All right, we are going to put this, I don't never preheat my cast iron. I guess you could and get it to cook faster, maybe, I don't know. But I didn't preheat it. Let me set this milk over here. Well, let me put this milk up for a minute. I don't like to leave milk setting out. We got just another minute on this macaroni that I'm cooking. And then I'm going to rinse that in that cold water, y'all. I don't think it raised my sugar yesterday, but I'm not going to do a test on that yet because I'm going to eat this cornbread with it, and the cornbread has carbohydrates, so I couldn't do that. Yeah, this is just a little red sweater I got on, and then I got a red apron. I didn't realize the red apron's the same color. So here we go. We got this mixed up. We got to wait on that oven to get hot. I always have to do that. I didn't turn it on fast enough. All right, in the meantime, let me show you what I did with these beans, y'all. Last night I bought a pack of beans at the dollar store. Dry beans, pinto beans. And I looked through them last night, make sure there was no rocks in them. And y'all ain't going to believe what I found in them beans. There was no rocks in the beans. But there was a kernel of corn. A big old piece of kernel of corn in them beans. I thought that was hilarious. All right, let me get this off. All right, our macaroni's done. Let me get this out of here so it can get rinsed in a bowl over here. I'm going to rinse this in a bowl. Let me just rinse. I'm going to rinse this real quick over here at the sink. Alright, hang on y'all, gotta get this macaroni out. Alright, I'm gonna let this macaroni let that macaroni sit in that cold water for a minute. And I'm going to use this same pan that we just cooked it in, but see all this starch that's on the side of it? It done dried up on the side of this pan. I'm going to get all that starch off of this because I was wanting to use the same pan. I'm going to have to rinse this again because this thing is full of starch. So I'll have to clean this out again. Let me get this clean over here. I gotta move these stones out of the way. All right, let me just rinse this pan here real quick. Alright, in the meantime, the macaroni's in the cold water getting cold. We need that. We're going to take 4 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to put over here in this pan, and I'm going to start letting it melt because this was in the fridge, so it's cold butter. So you need about a half a stick of butter down in this. I'm just going to let that start melting down in here. When we get ready to add our macaroni back, it'll be good to go. I don't want to burn the butter. I'm going to slide it there in the back. Put this over here. We're about ready to get our cornbread in the oven. In the meantime, I was telling you about the beans. Here's what I did to the beans last night. If you're just signing on. Pinto beans, a bag, 1 pound bag of dry pinto beans from Dollar General. That's what I used. Alright, I washed the beans, looked through them. There was no rocks or anything in them. There was one big old kernel of corn though. I thought that was funny. I never found that in my dry beans. So I washed them real good last night and I put them in the crock pot about midnight on low. I cooked them from last night at midnight till just now on low. About 2 hours ago, I turned them up to high because I wanted the juice to thicken. So let me tell you, so I haven't had to do anything. I haven't had to stand and watch them, stir them, nothing. They're just been going all by themselves. So if you want to make pinto beans real easy, now I got it on high. Let me get over here. I got to put this down here to show you. The juice is not as thick as normally it would be. Now I could take these out of here and put them on the stove and boil them real fast, but I've been boiling them. So I think by the time the juice is getting thicker, since I added about 2 hours ago, I put them on high. So the juice is getting thicker, but see, the beans are totally done. And they've been going, like I said, since midnight last night, just in that bean juice, and I added about 4 glasses of water to them. So I think they're going to be thick enough. I'm going to keep letting them go on high until my cornbread and all gets done. And I think that juice is going to be thick enough. I could pour that over into a pan and try to thicken it up, you know, like boil it real fast on high. That will thicken your juice up. But I don't want to do all that because then I got to get another pot out and all that stuff. So it's pretty thick, and it'll be all right. It's on high still, and it's been bubbling there. So we are going to go ahead and pour our cornbread in here. Let's get that in the oven. I got it heated up to 4. It's going to 450. I'm going to cook this on 450. Now this is only a half order of cornbread. So I'm hoping it's going to cook faster because it's going to be a thin little thing of cornbread. But we only need like a half order. We don't need all that cornbread because I'm only going to be able to eat one little piece of it. All right, it's on 428. I'm going to go ahead and stick it in. It says 450, but we're going to go ahead and stick this in. And I will set it. Let me see how long it actually says. It's not going to take that long. We said about 15-20 minutes. I'm going to put it on about 10 minutes. And then I'm going to check it in 10 minutes. Okay, in the meantime, this is a whole bag of ham. This is the ham bone and all the pieces of ham that I cooked in the crock pot the night before last. I did use the ham juice. First of all, I cooked my ham in the crock pot with a bunch of water. That all became the ham juice. I left the ham juice in there last night. I took all the big pieces of ham out because I didn't want this cooked anymore. So now I'm going to get in here and I'm going to take these ham pieces and I'm going to shred some up and I'm going to put it back in my pot of beans. And that is going to be good. It's going to be tasty. I'm just going to make sure there's no fat on it. Cut any fat off. I'm going to get just little pieces, stringy pieces. And we're going to just throw that right back down in that boiling water. And that's going to heat them little pieces up. And that's going to give us some meat. Little ham pieces. This is really what makes your beans good, is if you got some type of salt. When we was growing up, my mom always put a piece of salt pork in it. I don't never buy salt pork now. I just usually wait till I get a ham bone. And when I got a ham bone, that means I'm going to make a pot of beans. But I love pinto beans. My sister Tugboat, she loves a good pot of pinto beans too. So, okay, we got all this good little stringy ham coming here. So I'm just going to cut this off. Let me see if y'all can get around here and see me. I'm just going to cut them little pieces off right into that pot of beans. And this is going to be ham and beans today. And I think after today, well, we might eat them one more day. I don't know. You know, we can't eat a whole pot of beans. But now, if I don't put ham in it, what I do the next day, the second day of the beans, I always make a pot of chili out of them. That's what we did growing up. My mom will make beans one day, and whatever's left over, we would make a pot of chili with those beans and the thick juice, and it would make the best chili. I don't know if y'all ever do that. But we're going to put some of this good ham down here. I'm not putting the little end pieces. It's hard. I'll just put the rest of it in there. And that's going to make that real good. And I'm just going to stir that up because then that bean juice is hot. And that is going to make that really good. So, what else is going on today, y'all? Went to that craft show this morning. I had a good time. I bought some candles. I'll tell y'all about them candles I bought tonight on Fireside. Because they do have a website. And I know a lot of y'all probably like candles too. I love candles. And they actually have a website you can order from them. And they were real pretty candles. So I told them I would get their business card and I would give them a plug tonight in case any of y'all wanted. Okay, my oven is now preheated. Alright, do y'all add ham to your beans? I love a good piece of cornbread with butter on it, with pinto beans on it. Y'all, I'm going to eat tonight. I'm going to eat. If it makes me sick, I'll be sick. But I'm going to eat this stuff tonight. So we'll see how it goes. And I got some good stuff. I needed to tell Trevor and them to come over. I don't know what they're doing today. I ain't talked to none of them kids this weekend. I'm hiding out, y'all. I'm hiding out doing my own thing. Alright, now this ham was a little bit cold, because I just took it out of the refrigerator. But putting it in that hot thing of beans, it's going to heat it up real quick. And then we're going to be ready to roll with some dinner. Big Daddy's in there taking a nap. He come in a little bit ago. Laid down for a nap. I was trying to watch a Christmas movie a minute ago. And I fell asleep. I woke up, it was going off. Y'all ever do that? I woke up and that thing was going off. I'm like, man, I keep doing that over and over again. Alright, I'm just going to cut this up. That's going to be plenty of ham. There was a lot of ham left on that bone. But it really, some people don't like ham in their beans. But I think it makes it real good. So I put it in mine. Alright, I'm going to wash my hands off here. I think that's going to be enough of that. Let me wash my hands real quick. And I'm going to drain this macaroni. It's already cold enough. Alright, the macaroni is drained. It's turned cold. So now I'm going to run warm water on it so I can pour it back in my thing. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get some milk. And I got my melted butter here for my mac and cheese. Let me stir up these beans. I'm going to show you these beans again, y'all. Look at these beans now with that ham in it. See that? Put that piece down in there. So we really like ham in our beans. We never had ham as a kid in our beans. We only had the ham hock. That was it. Alright, I'm going to put this pack of stuff in here. And then I'm going to get some milk. Let me see how much milk I need. I like it to be creamy. We need 1/4 cup of milk. So let me get my little, I love this little measuring cup. This is from Pampered Chef. There's 4 in a set, but the readings are on the side here, so when you sit it down, you don't have to get down to look at it. You can just see it from up above. Let me get me some milk. And I'm going to put a little bit of extra milk because I like it creamy. I don't want it dried up. Alright, so I'm going to pour this in here and I'm going to get this going creamy. Let me see what you think. I'm going to get this nice and creamy over here on the eye. It's still warm. Get all that powdered cheese to melt. Like I say, I don't usually buy this kind of mac and cheese, but now it's 2 days in a row. It's getting to be a habit. Alright, I'm trying to get this powdered stuff to dissolve here. Let me put this over and grab my macaroni. Alright. water out of here. Let that drain just a minute. Let's see if we got this ready. Get this all dissolved. Alright, Lord, I just splashed it all over the ground over there. All over my kitchen floor. I splashed little pieces of macaroni. Alright, now. Woo, that stuff's about done. I told you it wouldn't take long. It was a half order. Let me see. I might have to turn this thing around. That stuff is about... That stuff is done. Let me turn that off. This is almost too done, y'all. Look at that. See how my oven cooks uneven? Well, we just gonna go with it. Let's see if it's gonna flop out of there. There you go. That's a pretty piece of cornbread. All right, let me put that pan back there. Let me stir this macaroni up. And it ain't gonna be long. We're gonna be ready to eat something. I'm gonna put some pepper in this macaroni though. I like pepper in my macaroni and cheese. That pan is just a sizzling back there. All right, now today we got the good straight macaroni. You know, I wanted that straight stuff yesterday. All right, so it's good and creamy because I put extra milk in it. That's how I like it. Hang on one second. Let me grab my drink here. Turn that off. That macaroni's gonna cook too much. Had to get me a drink of water, y'all. All right, that's gonna be it. We got this good piece of cornbread. I love cornbread. And I love the first, right when it comes out of the oven. Get you a little slither of it. I don't want to get too full though. And you got to put a lot of butter on it. A lot of butter. I'll at least get it and take me at least one bite here. Man. I like to butter the sides. I butter the top. I butter everything. I butter every single bite I'm going to put in. This cornmeal is the best. This is light and fluffy. Can y'all see that? Look at that. That is light and fluffy cornbread. It don't get much better than this for dinner. I can't wait to get me some beans on this. Some mac and cheese. That's our favorite. You gotta have all three of them things together in a bowl. And Tony will probably eat onion with his. My mom always ate onion with hers. Fresh out of the oven. I know some people make their cornbread ahead of time. And you have to warm it up, but fresh out of the oven. You can't beat this. I don't want to get too full, because I got to get my beans and macaroni ready, y'all. But we'll be on 8 o'clock tonight. Today will be day 3 of our Bible reading out of Luke. So be sure to join us at 8 o'clock tonight for our little fireside chat, okay? All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. Please hit the share button anytime we're live. Somebody said if you flip the cornbread over, yeah, you could always flip it over like that. Then you have the other side up. Either way, it's pretty. All right, see y'all later.